Prepping for a hurricane equals getting enough alcohol and snacks to withstand the storm. I'm just kidding. This is the thing that everyone says, right? We've never been hit by a hurricane directly that was stronger than a 2. So our area is heavy winds, lots of water. You do have to worry about maybe some flooding in some areas, some streets, but for the most part, I think you'd be surprised at what properties and what areas do not flood. I think everyone thinks that just because you're on waterfront, you're in a flood zone, and that's not necessarily the case. We do have a lot of like riverfront and oceanfront that are high enough that they don't really see the effects of flooding. So yeah, heavy winds, again, not anything usually stronger than a 2, directly hitting us anyway, and just a lot of sitting around and waiting. I mean, the very beginning of waiting for a hurricane, it's a lot of anticipation because they kind of move slowly as far as when we know it's coming versus when it actually hits. There's usually like at least a week window to prepare. So that's why I feel like hurricanes are one of those things that are not as scary because you do have a lot of warning and you can easily prepare in whatever way you feel comfortable, whether that's getting out of town and going somewhere else where you're not gonna be affected by it, or preparing your household for what you would need to feel comfortable during the storm. I would encourage people to think like, how would you prepare for a camping trip? Kind of the same thing. You're out of electricity, you're out of water. So what are the conveniences that you could have for a camping trip that could help you in the event that you're out of electricity or water for like a week or more? A lot of people already think of the big ones like boarding up, having a hurricane shutters, a lot of media around, oh, we're going to get a generator and we're all out of water and toilet paper. Of course, if you have the ability to get a generator, that's nice. That's a really nice to have. But I think realistically, planning for a hurricane is knowing that if you plan to stay, which a lot of people I know do, knowing that your power and electricity might go out, and it might go out for an extended period of time. So being from Florida and experiencing many hurricanes in my lifetime, the biggest inconvenience is being without power and water. So thinking of things that can kind of mitigate that issue and that inconvenience for a while. We went without water for like 2 weeks one hurricane, and that was a nightmare because you don't think of, oh, I can't shower, I can't wash my hands very easily. So not just having enough bottled water or filling a tub, but getting like a camping shower or something where you can hang it and actually take a shower when the water and electricity is out, and having one of those large water dispensers or drink dispensers near your sink so you can fill it with water before it goes out and wash your hands and wash dishes and things like that. I think a lot of people do stock up on non-perishable goods for eating because think you can't necessarily cook. Think of things that you could eat easily without having a stove or an oven or a microwave. So that's really my camping hacks. In addition to, yes, getting things that are gonna make you comfortable during the time that you're out. Think of candles, think of flashlights, lights that require batteries, fans that are battery powered if you cannot get a generator. Because if you wait to the end and you want to get a generator later, the chances are they're not going to be available. Think of kind of the panic that comes around preparing for a hurricane last minute. Everyone's going out and buying the same thing, so a lot of times they're out. Thinking ahead of time, maybe having even like an Amazon package on its way for a hurricane season, and making sure you're stocked up with water, anything that could use a battery that would help you with light, fan, AC, whatever it is. That would be my biggest pro tip for preparing for a hurricane.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.